In this video here, I'm going to show a straightforward way of centering a div in HTML and CSS. What we have on our page is a div with the class of container, and that contains just one div with the content center this text. We are going to get this div with the content of center this text to move to the middle of the screen by targeting the styles of the div with the class of container. So let's head to our style tags here, create a rule set targeting that div with the class of container. The first property that we're going to apply is display flex. By setting the class of container to display flex, we will now be able to affect the positioning of elements that are directly inside of the div with the class of container. In other words, this element here, we will now be able to affect the positioning of. We can now consider this to be a flex box. So heading back to our CSS rule set, we are going to apply the property of justify content center to our class of container. Watch what will happen to the text. Justify content of center is going to move items inside of our flex box to the center of the page horizontally. And to center our div vertically, we will apply another property of align items center. I'll save the file again and let's see what happens to our text. And as you can see, we are not getting the behavior that we're looking for. When we applied justify content of center, it successfully centered our text horizontally, but however, when we apply align item center, it is not centering the div like we want to the middle of the page vertically. And the reason for this is because by default, a div on the page will take up the entire horizontal or width of the page, but a div will only take up as much vertical space or top-down space as is necessary. We can highlight this by inspecting our web page. If I inspect the page and then find that div with the class of container, which is represented here by that purple box, you'll see the div is taking up the entire width of the page, but is only taking up a small percentage of the height at the very top. And so to solve our problem, we're going to head to the rule set of .container, put in one more property of height 100 VH, which stands for viewport height. Now when I press save, see what will happen to the text. It is now doing what we want, which is being centered horizontally and now vertically on our web page. We can showcase what the height 100 VH property did by inspecting our page once more, and you'll see that div with the class of container represented by the purple box now takes up the entire horizontal and vertical space on our page. So that's it for this video, everybody. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.